Yeah, I think I've been just reading a little bit in the book between my ears. How, um, and I did struggle a lot with things you told me or the way that I understood things. Um, so
You said
especially,
you struggled.
yeah, struggled. Um,
Did I tell you
especially,
to struggle?
no, you did not. You did not, for sure. Um, so in moments when, let's say this, my monkey mind is getting really loud, is a critical
Well,
voice
that's a
inside me.
good thing. Now you can hear it.
Yeah, for sure, I can hear it, but
And then when
I
you hear it, you can say, uh-huh, I hear you. Uh-huh, I see you. It's
yeah,
not going to stop by itself. You're going to have to take the
right.
right to do that.
Right. And then what I tried was to or what I did, not try, but what I did is to to say, well, everything's fine. I'm good where I am. I don't have to think that way. It's all good. But somehow this did not work out for me really good because it felt like I was just trying to counterbalance these negative thoughts that I have with good thoughts.
Well, it's about time you did that. Otherwise, you just let the negative thoughts roll, which you've been doing your whole life.
Right, right. But it felt like I was like always then jumping between, well, it's a negative thought and I will put a good thought in, and it's a negative thought again, I will put a good thought in. And
Yes. Keep
and
putting the good, wholesome thoughts. You see, you're wanting something.
right.
You're
But I
wanting
could
the thoughts to go away rather than being on guard saying, okay, I'll catch you. Uh-huh,
right,
I see you.
right.
And so you're
Yeah,
wanting something that you don't have.
right. This is always the thing for me. Even when I tried to have good thoughts, it was because I wanted to get out of something. I couldn't accept the way things are. And I think this is
And
part of
you've
the
got to
problem.
learn to accept things the way that they are.
Right. Yeah, I think that mindset is part of why I felt like, or I feel like I struggled a lot with it because I couldn't, or I often got stuck in this wanting something state.
Hmm.
And then I
And you
read,
see that too. And when you
yeah,
see
yeah,
that you want something, you say, I don't really need anything. If the monkey
yeah,
mind is going to be a monkey mind, let it be a monkey mind. But when I see the monkey mind and want to say, aha, I caught you,
yeah,
you're expecting to make fast progress
yeah,
by having something go away when it's not going to go away. The progress is being able to see what's there and make a change to it.
right,
Not that it's gone away and not coming back. You want it to not come back. And then you're unhappy and disappointed,
yeah.
wanting it to go away, rather than just recognizing it's not going to go away, but when it comes back, I'll catch it and change it.
Right. So yeah, let me just continue what I've been thinking about because then at some point randomly I read a Zen. It's like a Zen koan, and basically it's about like a monkey that's having all these thoughts rushing and not able to control it, and yeah, it's then it's possible to get out of it just by listening to what is happening in the present moment or listening and why do you say it, sorry, like smelling, listening, seeing, feeling what is here right now. For example, I hear the birds and I can hear the birds or I can hear the wind or I can hear the trees, and I can just decide to focus on these instead of bringing all of my focus to these negative, unwholesome thoughts that I have.
Actually, no. You want to focus in on the negative, unwholesome thoughts because that's what you can change. You cannot change the bird singing. You cannot change the wind. But you can change those unwholesome thoughts.
Yeah, it's just also, I think it's not about getting rid of them or trying to deny them, but I felt like I needed, or I
Use the
needed,
word change.
yeah,
To change the unwholesome negative thought into, I see you, that's okay, and I'm still okay. I'm all
yeah,
right. I got
yeah,
no problems. I got no
yeah,
worries.
yeah,
And then a
well,
negative thought will come back again, and you can say, aha, I see that. And now I can have wholesome, happy thoughts. Everything is okay. That negative thought didn't hurt me. But
yeah,
see, you're not liking those negative thoughts and wanting to get rid of them.
mm,
That not liking and wanting to get rid of them is another kind of negative thought. It's another kind of unwholesome thought.
mm. But I feel like I need, before I can say, well, it's all good, I don't have to feel that way, I need to get some space. I need to get some distance between me and this thought, this negative thought, and identify.
No, you need to say, I see you.
Hmm,
That's the observer. Observe it. Don't run away from it. Don't try to get any distance from it,
hmm,
but change it. Grab that unwholesome thought by the throat and say, out you go. Ha
hmm,
ha, out you went.
hmm,
And when it comes back, you can say, aha, I see you, come back again.
hmm. Yeah,
There's a Simon Garfunkel song. It's called The Sound of Silence, and it opens with,
yeah,
hello, darkness, my old friend.
yeah,
Okay, can you see these unwholesome thoughts as just an old friend? Because they've been there all along. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
hmm,
I can see you.
hmm,
And when you say, hello, darkness, my old friend, you've made a big change. That's a huge change. That's
hmm.
the same thing as saying, aha, I caught you. Aha, I see you. That's a positive thought.
So
Wanting to get rid of the negative thoughts is another negative thought.
yeah, wanting to change it, right?
Wanting, well, you can change it. Wanting to change it and not changing it, that's pretty stupid. The
Yeah.
right thing to do is to just change it from hello, I see you.
But how do I change it without getting caught in this mindset of I want to get rid of it?
Because you bypass that negative thought. You don't have that negative thought. You have the thought of, aha, I see you. Wow, I'm really good at seeing those kind of negative thoughts. Look at me, I can do this. You go directly there. You don't go past that area of, oh, that's an unwholesome thought. Oh, poor me. I want to get rid of it. Now you're just wallowing in negative thoughts.
Yeah. And but what is when I recognize a negative thought? Let's say
Aha, I recognize it.
let's say a self-criticizing thought, and
No, well, the self criticizing thought's a negative thought. Don't
yeah,
criticize yourself for having these negative thoughts.
yeah.
Be happy. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Mm. So
You've
I
had
can,
these negative thoughts all of these years. Now you're making it even worse by not liking them.
yeah. So it's just, I see you, negative thought. I see you. You are there, and
Yeah. And
I
I
can
can do
decide.
something. In fact, I just did by saying, aha, I see you.
Yeah,
That's the change.
yeah. And then I can decide to say, well, it's all good, or
Everything
it's
is all right. Yeah, I caught you. Am I glad
that's
I
like the
caught you?
second step. That's like the second step. Hmm.
Hmm. First, you see it and then you change it. Hello, darkness, my old friend. You see it. And out you
Right.
go. Ha ha. I can control my thoughts now.
And
I'm
I
okay.
Okay, so I think this is important for me to accept these thoughts. They are there and not deny them, or not trying to run away from them, or not trying to get rid of them, but just noticing what is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Notice that they're there and then change it. Noticing it there, that's part of the change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What about the
Aha,
other
I
side?
see you. And now I can be rid of you. I'm glad to be rid of you. I'm really glad I see you.
Yeah, what about the other side actually? I'm thinking about this right now. What if, for example, I'm really, really satisfied, be it like with physical pleasures or something like this. And I'm not in this state of mind where I think I need to get out of somewhere, or is it just the same? So it's just the same, recognizing where I am, where this is a pleasure, a physical pleasure or whatever, and just getting out of this.
You know,
Is
the
it?
Buddha made that mistake too. He could not at one time tell the difference between sensual pleasure and mental pleasure. And you need to make sure that it's not sensual pleasure in the sense of, wow, that girl is delicious,
Mm,
into, aha, I see I want that girl. And that's a mental pleasure.
mm,
So go with the mental pleasures. I'm glad that I see those unwholesome thoughts.
mm. Yeah.
And
I think
take the
this.
mental pleasure. I can do this. I'm okay. I can handle this. Any obstruction that comes to the mind, I can get rid of it.
Mm.
I can handle this crap.
And what? So in the Eightfold Noble Path, there's one thing. It's, I think, like uh right or noble action, something like this. And
Okay, right action. Exactly. Right noble effort.
so because
Right noble effort.
yeah, I've been wondering, when I how do I act as a human being in this world without always getting so caught up in it. So
Well,
how
you
do I
you're
decide
already
which
caught
things?
up in it. You're
Yeah,
already, you've been caught up in it since you were a child, a young child.
yeah.
So stop wanting to get out of it. Instead, change your attitude. And the attitude is, it's okay. I'm all right.
Mm,
Wanting something you don't have is dukkha. That's dissatisfaction of wanting something you don't have. Let's get into a state of satisfaction. It's okay that the monkey mind comes back. And when it does, I can see it.
mm. So
And then I can do something about it.
how do I see which actions or which efforts are noble and which are not?
That right noble effort of stopping the unwholesome thought and having a happy thought. It's wrong effort. It's ignoble effort to say, oh, there you are again. I wish you'd stop. That's ignoble. That's low class. It doesn't work.
So are unwholesome thoughts all the thoughts that are filled like with desire? Or,
Hmm.
or what
And
are
you,
wholesome thoughts then?
and then you say, aha, I see that. And now I can have thoughts of everything is okay. I don't need anything. Wow, it's so good to relax.
Yeah,
Those unwholesome thoughts are not a bother at all.
yeah, yeah. I think often it's also that these thoughts, they want to bind us to like the future and past, and they
It's not,
want to.
I don't know what you mean by they want. The thoughts don't want anything.
Right, right, yeah.
They're just there. That's the habit. Those thoughts come
Yeah.
up. And when those thoughts come up, you can say, aha, I see that. And out they go. And I can change the subject. I can divert.
Mm.
I don't have to chase them down and kill them. That's unwholesome. I could just divert. Turn your head in another direction. Turn your thoughts into gladdening the mind. Wow, I'm glad I saw that.
Taking it easy, taking it slow, right?
Pardon?
Taking it easy and taking it slow. Sometimes I'm like too hard on myself. I want too
Yes,
much, too
you
fast.
in the habit of doing that. That's your
Yeah,
old habit.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
now you've got unwholesome thoughts to add to that unwholesome habit that you already got of being critical on yourself. Be nurturing. Drop all of the rules about what kind of thoughts are unwholesome or not, and they're bad. Drop those kind of rules and just see that the thought's unwholesome. Aha, I see you, and then drop it and change. This is a very simple process, and yet this is so difficult for so many students because they're in such a habit of
yeah,
being critical of themselves.
yeah, yeah. It's like because we're trained to always
They're
judge,
trained that way.
to always put things into categories. I think that's what thoughts try to do, or what what happens when I have a thought is I try to put something into a category, good or bad, something like this.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It certainly feels like
And
it's.
while you're categorizing, you don't like it. That's why you're putting it in that category.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so you're
yeah,
just stuck in that place of not liking, and then I don't like not liking, and why do I really hate not liking, not liking? And off you
yeah.
go.
Yeah, and it comes down to also saying, well, I am something else from, so I have, this is my ego and everything else is outside is something else, right? Because sometimes there are these moments where it happens suddenly that I'm deeply, deeply satisfied and satisfied without even having or achieving something. It's just deep satisfaction. And in these moments, I recognize that
Well, it's not you that's satisfied. It's not you that's the observer. It's
it's
just
just
merely
satisfied.
observation.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not you walking. There's just walking.
right, right,
There's not you observing. There's just observation.
right, right. And
It's not
this,
you hating those unwholesome thoughts. They're just hating unwholesome thoughts.
right.
No
And
you there
yeah,
until you have the thought, that's me, that's mine. And then you have selfish thoughts. And when
yeah,
you see those, you can say, ah, I can throw that out too. And then there's not an I, there's just out you go.
yeah. It's interesting that in these moments it's totally okay and it's totally good how it is. And then I at some point the monkey mind starts again and it just says, well, I want to get back. I want to get back because I'm not there. And this whole cycle, it just begins again. And where I want to have something which I don't have, and I feel miserable for it.
Hmm.
This is
So
interesting.
wanting it to be different is not right effort. The right
Yeah.
effort, in fact, let me give you the correct definition of right effort. The definition of right effort is the very least amount of effort needed to actually get the job done. And what is the job to do? To remove the unwholesome thought. So, right noble effort would be to distract it out of the unwholesome into the wholesome. Ah, I saw that.
Hmm.
Rather than thou shalt not have negative thoughts. Thou shalt not have unwholesome thoughts. That's what Christians do. They make commandments, they make rules.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do that. You can say, aha, I saw that unwholesome thought. And by doing that, you've already changed the mind. Least amount of effort, to actually get that unwholesome thought out. And having the thought, I see that unwholesome thought, you're already out of it.
Yeah. It also helps that more and more I recognize that, of course, everything around me is changing a lot, but also I am changing, and that at
You're
some
changing so much and so often you do not know who you are. By the
right,
time you define who you are, you've changed to something else anyway. So
right,
leave yourself as just the understanding that you're a moving target,
right,
cannot be pinned down.
right, and this helps. For
It's
example, when
like
I
taking the wind and put it in a bottle. You can't put the wind in a bottle.
yeah, it helps when I see that. Well, oh, there's a negative thought coming up. Well, it's just how it is. It's gonna change sooner or
Mhm.
later.
Yeah, that's
It,
how it is. That's a
it's just
wholesome
there.
thought. Yeah, this is it. A better wholesome thought would be, can handle that. No big deal. Not a worry in the world. It's not a problem.
Yeah, yeah,
But when you see unwholesome thoughts as a problem to solve, you're just creating more dukkha.
yeah. It's I've I recognize so much that I've been trained this way my whole life, and that's it's a-
But that can be changed.
for sure.
Yeah, it can be changed. Isn't that marvelous? It can be changed. You're not fixed. You're not stuck in it. It can be changed.
It's I also feel that I had a yoga teacher once, and she said, well, once you recognize this path, you can never get off of it. And I feel like the same. And because once you maybe found your way there to understanding and also yeah experiencing how you can get rid of suffering if you want, if you make the active change, then there's no going back from that,
Yes,
right?
there is. You can go right back to that unwholesome thought, and this time you don't see it.
Mm.
There is a going back. There's going to be a whole lot of going back and forth and back and forth.
Maybe it's
That
always
yoga
going
teacher
back.
was absolutely wrong. He did not know what he was talking about.
Mm.
In fact, when he said there's no going back, he just went back.
Right. Yeah. But what is
We all are looking for permanency.
yeah.
Yet the Buddha's teaching is everything is impermanent.
So even the enlightened one is impermanent.
Okay. Can you see that in time? Can you see that everything is temporary? If you can see it in time, then it's not an arrow. It doesn't strike you. You're already okay. And then something happens, and then you say, but I'm still okay.
So, but
You have to
what is the
catch it
aim?
in time. That's the whole point. Yes, things are going to be moving around. Can you move around with them?
Yeah, can I move around with them? Yeah. It's so
It's all a matter of playing dodgeball.
I th yeah, what is this then that I'm aiming for? When let's call it
Let's
enlightenment.
put it this way,
Yeah.
aiming for something is the problem.
Hmm.
Stop aiming for something. You're already okay. You're already enlightened until you have a thought that you want enlightenment. And then that thought, I want enlightenment, is certainly not enlightenment. But
Hmm.
if you have the thought, I am okay, I don't need enlightenment, I'm already all right, then you're
Yeah,
enlightened.
it's already here. Right.
It's already here.
Yeah.
You're already enlightened. Stop wanting it.
Yeah.
Because if you want it, you're not enlightened. Anytime you want something, you don't have it. And anytime you don't have something you want, that's dukkha. Can you come out of your dukkha
So
and be
actually,
satisfied?
there's nothing to achieve, actually.
There's nothing to keep. Everything is temporary. You're going to lose everything. Can you lose it happily? Even your happiness, you're going to lose it. Can you lose it happily?
Yeah. Um, it's practice, a lot of practice, always,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Over and over and
real-
over again. Keep practicing, because those unwholesome thoughts are going to keep coming back. But the more you practice, the better at it you get, the easier it is to chase them away, and the less often they come back.
How did it go for you then? How long have you been on this? When have you been introduced to this teaching?
I don't know how to answer that question. I've got a lot of dates starting in 1965. Things happened in 1975. Things happened in 1983. Don't try to figure that kind of stuff out. It's not important. You can't pin anything down, and
Mm.
wanting to means you're trying to do something you don't have. So don't try to pin that stuff down. Can you be okay right now? Is the only question necessary.
So in fact, there's nothing much to talk about, right?
There's nothing left to talk about. Exactly. This is easy to do.
Yeah. What is, can you, what were the Eightfold Noble Paths? So I think at some point you told me it was what the Buddha told how to get rid of desires, right? Or desirelessness.
Yes, people are desiring desirelessness. That's dukkha.
Hmm.
Stop desiring things altogether, including desirelessness, because when you see the desire, you say, "Oh, I see that desire. I'm okay without it."
Yeah, it's I somehow catch my sometimes catch myself especially in meditation when over some days meditation gets more and more, and then I recognize, well, why is it getting more and more? Because I want to get
Because you're
something out.
getting good at seeing it. It was there all along, one after another, after another, after another. You saw about 1 out of 10. Now you're seeing about 1 out of 9. Then you begin to see 1 out of 8. Okay? And you begin to see more and more often. Maybe now you can see 2 out of 10. Then you
Sometimes,
see 4 out of 10. Wow, you think there's so many of them because you've seen 4 of them. Used to miss 3 of them and only see one. Now you see 4 of them and you think that it's getting worse. In fact, it's getting much better.
right, I actually did not think about this.
So
Yeah.
stop thinking about it and just say, "Ha ha, I see you." Take pleasure in being able to see it whenever you see it rather than thinking, "Oh, they're coming more often than they used to." No, you're just getting better at seeing them.
Yeah, it's just getting rid of all these judging things, judging thoughts that are bombarding all the time. And I can recognize that. Yeah, for sure. Thanks a lot for enlightening me.
There's no such thing as enlightenment. It's just things are not heavy. You're in the dark and things are heavy. And then you're not in the dark and put stuff down and now it's not heavy.
Yeah, I feel like I'm this big dark room and I have this tiny flashlight. And the more I train or the more I practice, I can make this flashlight bigger. I can see more. I can see more often.
And then when you do, you don't like it.
Yeah.
The whole room is full of crap, and with that tiny little flashlight, all you can see is one piece of crap. You get a better flashlight, and now you see more crap. You don't want a better flashlight, because if you do, then you see more crap.
Right. Yeah. So just recognizing, just practicing, just saying, aha, there you are.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and
Aha,
this,
I see you.
this
Hello,
again.
darkness, my old friend. I see you.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, so let's go ahead and finish now. I think you've kind of gotten the point. So you go practice.
The point is practice, right? Well, actually, there is no point. There is no point. It's just practice that.
Yes, the point is that the more you practice correctly, the less dukkha you have.
Yeah.
The more you practice correctly, the less dukkha you have. The
I
more
can
you
see it.
practice incorrectly, the more dukkha you're going to have.
Yeah.
So correct practice means that you have less and less dukkha, even if you see more and more of it.
Hmm. So I can see it. I can change it, and I can even have wholesome thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, nurturing thoughts, right?
And so the more dukkha you see, the more opportunity you have to catch it and throw it out. So welcome opportunities to see dukkha.
It's grace. So it's dukkha is grace then actually, right? Because I have the opportunity to get out of it.
Well,
No,
out
I'm
of
not getting
it
out.
is the dukkha.
I'm not getting out of it. Right. It's funny how my
Seeing
mind.
the dukkha
Yeah,
is the way out.
right.
Dukkha itself is not the way out. It's seeing the dukkha and making a change to it.
Hmm.
This is the Eightfold Noble Path, is to wake up and take a look. Be here now. That's sati. And then investigate it. See, is this dukkha or not? And then take the right effort to throw it out and make a change. And then the fourth item, sammasankappa, is that you begin to have the confidence that you can do this
Hmm.
because you've been practicing and you've gotten success over and over and over again. You begin to feel successful. That's the sammasankappa, is the being satisfied over and over again. You become successful at it. And you have the confidence you can catch this stuff.
It's so great that you tell me this over and over again, especially when when we've not been talking for like a week or 2 weeks. I tend to forget the simplicity of it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we talk again, you repeat over and over again, just see it, just say, there you are, thought, or whatever. Um, that is actually a simple thing to do.
All right. So you go do that.
Yeah, I will do this.
Good. And give me a call next week.
I will. I will. Thanks a
All
lot.
right. So we'll see you later.
See you later, Dhammarato. Hopefully on Sunday. Oh, that's
Oh,
tomorrow, right? Yeah, hopefully
yes.
tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah. You're going to make the call?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow on the call then.
All right. I wish you a happy Saturday.
I wish you a happy moment right now.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye bye, Dhammarato.